Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, I returned from skiing. Obviously, last week was my first week back. Good to get a sense of what the market is up to, and it is busy and supported by the Zoopla House Price Index, which is showing that all dials consistently are 10 to 11% up. That's in terms of properties coming to a market, buyer demand, sales agreed. The market is all looking positive. We had 76 viewings last week, which is quite a substantial amount. That's a busy old diary for my fabulous Laura and Nicola to manage. Lots of the team out all the time and lots of offers resulting. That's what is really important to an agent. You can do a lot of activity, but is it resulting into people wanting to transact? And yes, and that is certainly what Zoopla are saying as well. Obviously, wage growth is very strong, so that is helping support the market. The mortgage market is calming. It is much cheaper to buy than rent a property still. So providing you can get your deposit together, it's definitely better to get on the housing ladder. And generally buyers therefore feeling this renewed optimism, stability and entering into the market. Price growth about 2% up over the last 12 months. But not interestingly when it comes to flats. And I think that's a great opportunity for savvy buyers at the moment because flats, interestingly, have not had as much price growth as houses. So houses are typically up about 2.5%, flats only 0.7%. So the average of those creating that average property increase. And interestingly, far more flats available for sale than there are houses. So that might be because, of course, you hear me talking a lot about how the private rental sector is feeling the pinch at the moment and landlords are offloading their stock ahead of that renters' right bill and in the light of a series of punitive tax measures and extra costs involved in renting a property. So quite often that rental stock is flats. That might represent that offloading of flat stocks. I think the higher end flat market is still quite stable. But yeah, you can absolutely get a deal if you want to. So how about two fabulous flats that we have just launched to market? They are superb in terms of location. The first one, Cecil Court, it's on at a guide of 550,000. It's got 3 bedrooms in a beautiful period property just up Mount Sion, which is just leads up from Pizza Express in the heart of the village. It's got really nice communal gardens out the back and private parking. So fabulous location on that one. Or if you want to be more in the St John's district, how about this one on Mount Ephraim? It's got 2 bedrooms, 325,000. And again, a really, really strong flat. Did you know at the moment that 15% of flats on the market are being marketed for less than what they were paid for? That is depressing. And so the capital gains growth in average that sits on flats is far down against houses. So yeah, at the moment, I think you could get a really good deal on a flat if you are a savvy buyer. And if either of those two are of interest, do please give us a call. Well, a couple of other interesting stories that caught my eye. The City of Westminster, they have been looking at their for sale boards and they have clamped down for some time now on not being able to have for sale boards. They feel it ruins the aesthetic of the area. Now, boards are a big bit of how an agent advertises their services, which is why Town and Country Planning Act says that an agent is not allowed to put a board up when it just goes sale agreed. It has to have been up for sale first, and then of course you can make it sale agreed. But a lot of my sellers, they love our spoken for signs. So they say, oh, I don't want a for sale board, but you can put a spoken for up. That's not allowed, because what's that's then doing is advertising the agent's services and not the property. So City of Westminster in May, so a couple of months away, they are going to be reviewing whether they want to continue that ban. I think they'll actually widen it, to be honest. So for sale boards will become banned even wider to keep that visual aesthetic of that lovely part of London looking very, very nice. And sad for all those agents who are trying to sell properties in that area. And another interesting story. Now, this is a funny one. I've debated telling you about this, but I think it's quite captivating. It's a bit of a David and Goliath story. It might be, who knows? Sean Adams of Cooper Adams has started a petition to petition against Rightmove's price increases. And he wants a plea to be put forward to the Competition and Markets Authority for unfair pricing of Rightmove. So it comes on the back of each year, Rightmove increase their prices, and this year we're seeing another double-digit price request increase. So they want the average paid by each branch to reach £2,000 per month. Now, you might think that's because they've got big expenses and they're investing in their technology, but the reality is it's about creating more profits. Their profit margin is phenomenal. So, if you looked at like Apple or Google or any of the big kind of FTSE 100 companies, the average profit margin sits at around 20%, even for those really strong companies I've just mentioned, like Google and Apple. Rightmove's profit margin is currently sitting at 73%. So this double-digit increase is nothing about trying to invest back in their product. It's about greater shareholder profit, despite what they might say. So Sean Adams has started this petition asking agents to sign to put a plea through to say, please, Rightmove, will you stop increasing your costs? It's quite exciting. On the Market was bought by CoStar, which is a big global property consortium, and they are really looking at taking over Rightmove's stronghold. And one of the things they're really trying to do is make the buyer search experience a lot better. So do watch this space on that. They are genuinely investing a lot into their algorithms and their search engine to improve buyer experience. But the reality is, as long as most of the properties are on Rightmove, that's where buyers will head, and hence why Rightmove have their stronghold. So yeah, interesting little story there. Anyway, spring is here. Glorious sunshine, still chilly. I've put my daffodils up in the office. So I'm looking forward to spring market, and I look forward to telling you more about it over the coming weeks. Bye-bye.